Hello and welcome to episode number 5 of our Quality Quick Tip video series. My name is Jeff Watson and I'm a program coordinator with the Research Planning and Evaluation Division of the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. As always, after you watch the video, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please contact dhhs.cqi@nebraska.gov. For this episode, we want to focus on the new redesign of the Person Characteristics window. This area has been redesigned to make critical information about youth and families more easily accessible and understandable. In addition to making the information more accessible, the new way the information is entered is now very user-friendly. The menus are all very easy to navigate, and they provide the user with a clear process on how to enter the information. The new windows that are available include conditions, medical, medications, and allergies. For the rest of this quick tip video, we will take a quick look at each new window, show you how to access them on InFocus, and show you some examples of how to enter information in each area. The first window we will take a look at is the Detailed Conditions window. In this window, it is necessary to document any conditions of the children or adults in your CFS program case. Conditions to consider for this window include medical or psychiatric conditions, as well as behavioral or social conditions, including substance abuse and exposure. For this example, we'll be taking another look at the Green family. We will be demonstrating how to enter conditions for adults in this case, as well as one of the children. Alright, so here we are back in the training image on InFocus. We're going to go ahead and navigate to the Green family program case. To get to the new conditions window, you'll go ahead and just go into the program person window for whoever you want to update the conditions for. For this example, we'll go and update some conditions for Jim. So we'll go into this is the father in the case, we'll go into his program person window. And right here is the new conditions window. Right below it is medical. We'll go into conditions. The first thing this window is going to ask you to do is answer a couple questions. Is this person currently diagnosed with a medical or psychiatric condition? Has this person recently experienced a behavioral condition, social condition, or substance use or exposure? For this example, we're going to say that Jim has some substance abuse issues. He's the father in this case. We'll just go ahead and use that example. So for this question, we'll go ahead and answer no. You also have the option to put not yet determined. But for this example, we're going to say we got our information. We're going to say no, he does not have a medical or psychiatric condition. Has this person recently experienced a behavioral condition, social condition, or substance use or exposure? We're going to go and say yes, he has. When you answer yes to one of these questions, it's going to require you to come down to the category. Depending on which question you answer, if they have both of these, all the categories will be open for you. If they only have one sort of condition, whether it be medical or psychiatric, or if they have one condition, a behavioral, social condition, or substance use exposure, it will limit which categories you can pick down here. For this example, we're going to say he does have some substance use, so we'll come down to category. We'll go down near the bottom, substance use or exposure is what we'll pick. For the type, it's going to ask, even narrow it down even farther, what type of substance abuse or exposure will he have? For this one, we'll say he has alcohol use disorder. We're going to type in the begin date of when we found out about this disorder and when he actually was diagnosed with it. We'll say it was recent, so we'll go with today's date. And then we'll click Add. And it kicks down here. So then we have our case person, Jim Green. He has alcohol use disorder, March 24th, 2015. Whenever you want to come in and say that he no longer has this disorder, you can go back, click right here, click Update, and also you can go ahead and enter your end date or whenever it ends. Let's see if it'll let me do today's date, and you can click Update. So then we have an end date on the same day. If you ever want to delete the disorder or whatever you have in this window, you just click on it and hit Delete. It'll ask you if you want to delete the selected condition. We'll just say yes, and then it goes away. When answering these, if you're not sure what type or what category you want to get into, there's a category at the top called All. And if you pick that, it will list every single type of condition for all the different categories down here. So just another way, it's in alphabetical order, just another way for you to come down and find which type of condition they have. Let's go back. We'll leave Jim as not having any conditions right now. Let's not save anything. Let's go back and add some conditions for one of the youth. We'll talk about Joey Green. Alright, now we're going to take a look at Joey Green. We're going to go ahead and enter into his conditions window and say that he does have a current diagnosis of ADHD. We're going to come into this window and say that he is currently diagnosed with a psychiatric condition. Change that to yes. We're going to say that he has not currently experienced a behavioral condition or any kind of substance abuse, so we'll leave that as no. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and pick all, just to demonstrate that all the categories and all the types will now show up down in this window below. We're going to navigate to find attention and deficit hyperactivity disorder. We'll enter our begin date as today, and we'll go ahead and add that to our condition type. Something interesting you can do on this window is actually tie professional relationships. By using the black arrow out, it'll take you to the professional relationships window. You can add professional relationships for Joey to show who his doctor was. We'll go ahead and do another demonstration of that on a later window when we're talking about his medical appointments, but it is something you can do so you can show his currently diagnosing doctor. So for Joey, we're going to go ahead and save and close this window right there. Now whoever wants to come into this case can go ahead and take a quick look at his conditions. We can see right here that Joey started with ADHD on his begin date, and very useful information for anyone who's coming to look at the case. The second window we'll be going over is the detailed medical exam window. In this window, you are able to provide information regarding the child's medical history. You'll be able to enter information in regards to appointments with a dentist, eye doctor, primary care physician, psychiatrist, and therapist. You are also able to add information regarding professional relationships in this window, but it is not required. Information regarding medications, allergies, and the conditions window we just looked at can all be accessed from this window as well. Next, we'll take a look at one of the Green family children and enter in a medical appointment and professional relationship to show the youth's doctor. Alright, for this example of the detailed medical exam window, we're going to stay with Joey Green. We're going to navigate into his program person window and click on this new medical icon. In this window, you're able to do a couple things. Again, navigate to the medications window, which we'll go over in a minute, the allergies window, and the conditions window, where we just were. You're also able to enter different types of medical appointments for any youth in the case. That includes dental, physical, psychological, and vision. And again, you're able to tie a professional relationship so you can show who the youth's doctor is. So for this example, we're going to say that Joey Green had a physical exam. We'll go back a few days. We'll go ahead and pick our type of physical examination, but I want to add a doctor this time. We're going to go ahead and black arrow out so we can pick our professional relationship. We don't have one loaded in here yet, so we got to navigate to find the professional. We're going to come up with a random doctor. We'll say Charlie Smith was the youth's doctor in this case. Relationship type is going to be primary care physician, and we have the begin date of that professional relationship. So we'll save and close that window. When you black arrow out, it lists the professional relationships for you. So now you select this one you want, and you can blue arrow back, and it adds Carly Smith as the youth's primary care physician. And we'll go ahead and add that down there. So there you go. There's your running history of the medical appointments for Joey Green, the current ones. If we say we want to do another example and add a vision appointment for Joey, we'll say he had one back in February of this year. We'll say he had a vision appointment. We won't add a professional for this one, but we can go ahead and add that in there as well. Just like the last window, these are able to be updated. You can update by just clicking on the type of appointment, update, or change whatever you kind of want, and then you click update and it'll update it down here. If you want to change the primary care physician or delete these appointments entirely, you're able to do that as well. We won't do that for this demonstration. The third window we will go over is the detailed medication window. In this window, it is important to document a child's prescribed medications, including all psychotropic medications prescribed for the child. For this example, we will continue to focus on a child in the Green family and show how to enter and document a psychotropic medication. Alright, we're back with Joey Green. We're going to go navigate back into his program person window. Again, we'll select medical. And this time we want to go into Joey Green's medications window right here on the right side of the screen. When you get into the medication window, it's going to ask you a few different things. There's a box for comments. It wants you to type in the medication name if you know it. In the comments window, typically you type the dosage, maybe the prescribed time he takes it, important information about any type of medication the youth takes. You always want to indicate whether or not it's a psychotropic medication. This is very critical for different aspects of the case, but we want to make sure that we know what kind of medication the state ward or the youth is currently taking. And again, like the last windows, we have the start date, end dates, and the field down here where it'll list them when we're done. So Joey Green did have ADHD, so we're going to say that his doctor prescribed him Adderall. Go ahead and type that in there. We'll say that it is a psychotropic medication. In the comments, we'll say he's prescribed 40 milligrams each morning. We'll go ahead and have a start date of when he was diagnosed. We'll say he was just given that earlier this week, and we'll add that down in our window. Oops. There we go. And we add that down to our window. So an interesting thing, whenever you click on it, it adds the comments here so you can see. We can see that it is a psychotropic medication. We understand that he's currently taking it now. When the youth does finish taking this or is no longer prescribed this medication, we want to make sure we come back into this window and end date it so we know that what his current medications are, and just make sure that we're keeping current medical information up to date in this window. Go ahead and save and close that, and move on to the next demonstration. The last window we will demonstrate is the Detail Allergies window. In this window, not only can we document a child's allergies, but we're also able to capture any known reactions to that allergen. We will once again return to one of the Green family children and show how to document an allergy as well as the known reaction. Alright, we're back with Joey Green. We're going to navigate back to his medical window through Program Person. We're going to click on the Allergies push button here. In this window, you're able to type the allergen that the youth has and any reaction that you know of. For Joey, we're going to keep it simple and say that he is allergic to bee stings. He's pretty severely allergic, so we're going to go ahead and make sure the reaction is known. It's going to be a severe rash and maybe some hives and possible death if he doesn't get help or maybe an EpiPen in time. So we'll enter that here for Joey. We won't have an end date for it. We're going to say this is kind of a current ongoing thing. We'll add it down to our window below. So now anyone who wants to come in and review this information can see what he's allergic to. This concludes our demonstration of the new Detail Conditions window, as well as the Detail Medical Exam, Detail Medications, and Detail Allergies windows. If you have any questions about anything we went over in the video, or any comments, questions, or suggestions, please contact dhhs.cqi@nebraska.gov.